YouTube trying to test um my screen sharing. I'm gonna have to bring in another type of software. So until we get it right, I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way and just turn my um camera around at the screen. So if you're joining in, we're about to do a walkthrough. Famous Amos is offering 3 businesses $50,000 grants. And I know you guys see these links being shared everywhere, but I don't see anybody anywhere actually showing you how to walk through these applications, what to say, what to do to get the money. And I actually just won another grant, the Hennessy grant, Tiffany. And I know we have a strategy when it comes to winning these grants. And you know, there's a certain thing that they're looking for. Okay. So if you're watching, we're going to go ahead and get started. As we go, one of the things that I'm working on is a FAQ. Yes, you're on the live, Brenda. Is a FAQ. Once I figure out how to share my screen on YouTube, I'm gonna sharing the screen everywhere else. But tonight, I'm gonna try to share this screen, and I'm gonna be telling you the questions live. I'm gonna make Facebook the priority because that's where the most people watch. Hey, Patrice. And then I'm gonna make YouTube the second priority because that's where I want to grow. And then I'm going to try and see if I squeeze in Instagram. But Instagram be having technical issues. So the first thing I'm going to do is blow up these questions so you guys can see them pretty good. Is that? And if you guys want a better view, come on over to YouTube or come on over to, let me turn it up. Okay. And then I'm going to even make this darker. Okay, so by now you should get a gist of the questions. You should be able to see them pretty good. I'm going to try to get Instagram in there a little closer. And you guys should be pretty good on Facebook. It should be okay on YouTube. If you don't have the link to apply for the Famous Amos grant, you need to make sure you go to www.dollarsprofitsandwealth.com and download the list of 8 million grants, which includes the new June grant list. Okay? So every month, we're going to be coming out with 2 lists of grants. Grants that are open through the 1st through the 15th, and grants that are open from the 15th through the 30th. Because we want to focus on the grants when they're open. So if you have not already gone out and gotten your list of grants at good, I'm glad y'all can see it on IG. Great. If you haven't already gone out and gotten your list of grants at www.dollarsprofitsandwealth.com, we don't want you to get left behind. So make sure you grab your list of grants already. Hey, Anita Touch. So, you know, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because People are giving away money, and it's an opportunity for you to get money for your business. I don't know how I did that. Messing up. Oh, please. I can't find my toolbar, girl. I know it's to just undo. What's the control U? I can't find no control U. It's underlined. I try to call myself hiding my toolbar. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry. So why am I doing this? Because they're giving away a ton of money. And, there's just so many, easier said than done. But there are just so many people who are missing out on the opportunity to get this revenue. And I know y'all see all of these grants available, but the biggest question I get is, what do I say? So for those of you who need help with what to say, that's what we're going to do tonight. If you still are struggling, do not miss the boat. Send me a DM. My team can write these responses for you. We're professionals at it. And I just don't want you to overthink this process. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you have not shared this broadcast and you know that every business owner needs this information, I'm going to pause for the cause and let you share this, because there's not one business owner that does not need money for their business. You need technology, you need marketing. You cannot continue to compete in a global marketplace and not have the money you need for teams and ads and technology, staff, inventory, you name it. You've got to make your profits and your startup capital a priority. So we're going to go ahead and start. Of course, you know your first name. Of course, you know your last name. Of course, you know what state you live in. Now, this is where we start getting to the sticky part. Provide a short bio. How many of you do not have a professionally written bio? Just say me in the chat. Let me tell you why I say professionally written. I say professionally written because the way that you and David, me and you talked about this the other day. The way that you present yourself is not the same way a professional presents you. Many times you tend to downplay your accolades. You tend to take for granted your gifts and talents. You tend to minimize the things that you have done to get where you are. We tend to do that in a day-to-day basis. On a day-to-day basis, we tend to minimize the things that make us great. And we tend to highlight and focus on the things that we struggle with. If you don't tell your story, then who will? Somebody say wow in the chat. If you don't brag on your accolades, and as an entrepreneur, let me tell you the best way I can tell you to handle this. How many of you have ever written your own resume? Go ahead and say me in the chat. How many of you have written your resume before? As an entrepreneur, you must still have a resume. We call it a one. As an entrepreneur, if you don't keep up with your media coverage, if you don't keep up with your accolades, if you don't keep up with your awards, who will? And if you don't have them in writing, they never happened. You have to remember that grants, for all intents and purposes, are a competition. They are. And so if you don't keep up with your accolades, and if you don't have all of the stuff that you've done successfully written down, then how are they going to know that you're the person for this grant? I actually have a questionnaire that helps you write your grant, and I'm going to go find it, and I'm going to put that in my membership that we're going to be launching next week. Because what I want to do for the people that join the membership, I want to give them tools that they need to write these grants successfully. And if you use the right tools, you'll be able to fix what's wrong, right? So and then also understanding the difference between a long bio and a short bio. How many of you, if you had to write a short bio, would include how many years you've been in business? Hold on, let me tell you something. Can I help y'all out real quick? Somebody say, Coach, help me in the chat. And again, if you haven't shared this, make sure you do, because this is valuable information. This could be a masterclass. I had a lady who was starting her own bookkeeping firm. However, I ain't seen nobody on Facebook say, Coach, help me. Okay, Deborah. However, she had been doing taxes for major oil and gas industries for over 20 years. So when we talked about how long she had been in business, she said, I just started. I said, ma'am, no ma'am. Ma'am, no ma'am. When I asked her, how long you been in business? She said, I just started. I said, ma'am, you have kept the books of some of the biggest oil and gas businesses in the industry. That is not just starting. Ma'am, you have kept the records for oil and gas over 20 years. You have 20 years of experience. So yes, your business may be year old. But how long have you been doing what you're doing? Y'all, I've been coaching for 30 plus years. You want me to break it down to you? When I worked fast food 40 years ago, I was a lead. That's coaching. Okay? I've been in leadership. When I was the lead grocery store clerk, when I was 15 years old. Okay? That's leadership. That's coaching. So when somebody asks you, how long have you been doing something? How long do you give yourself credit for? This should be I should be hearing some light bulbs. Put some light bulbs on the screen if you're hearing some light bulbs, because some of you guys don't give yourself credit for doing what you do as long as you've done it. I'll give you an example. If you're in the childcare industry and you got your start by keeping your little brothers and your little sisters, that counts as credit. Somebody say, wow, coach, I ain't looking at it like that. If you're a baker and you got your start baking with your easy bake oven, give yourself credit for that. Because I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to mean it. When you ask men how long they've been doing something, they going to give themselves credit from the time. If you ask him how long he been riding a bicycle, he going to go all the way back to them training wheels. He going to go all the way back to that tricycle. Come on now. When you ask him how long he been fishing, he going to go all the way back to that rubber duck situation in the bathtub. He gonna go all the way back to the county fair when you used to have to cash the little pole and pick up the little ducks. If you don't give yourself credit, no one else will. No one else will. The best email address to reach you. I know this seems simple. And again, if you haven't shared this broadcast, share this broadcast. If you don't already have an email address that you use specifically for grants, can I clown for a minute, y'all? Just say, go ahead, coach. And again, if you haven't shared this broadcast, you need to, because everybody needs this information. Can I clown for just a minute? Some of y'all are on my email address 19,753 times. Some of y'all are on my email address 19,753 times. Like, just say Mary Jane. Hey, Mary Jane over on YouTube. She got one that's Mary Jane 1970. She got one that's MJ 1970. She got one that's Mary J 1970. She got a Gmail, a Yahoo, a Hotmail, a Outlook. And when these people start to send you this information, you don't remember. You don't remember what email address. Patrice said, see where it happened was, now y'all just do too much. So when you start to apply for these grants, pick you one. Somebody say pick one in the chat. Pick you one email address that you're going to check every day. Pick you one email address that you're going to check the junk mail every day. I have seen people miss tens of thousands of dollars. Somebody say pick one. Because if you don't pick one, you're going to be all over the place. I don't know why my Facebook is having a hard time. There we go. If you don't pick one, you're going to come to that point where you just forget to check your email. I know that seems simple, but it's not. So they're going to ask you for your registered name of your business, your tax ID, your business address, where is your business headquartered, where was your business founded, what year was your business created. Your business was created the first day you made a sale. Or the first day you do your paperwork. Whichever one comes sooner. So if you got your paperwork and then you started selling, that's the date. If you started selling and then you got your paperwork, that's the date. Again, you want to give yourself, you want to substantiate and give yourself as much credibility as an experienced business owner as possible. Listen, they're not looking for fly by nights to invest in. If you're struggling in your business, keep that your business. Exactly. Brenda Pittman said, thanks, I needed that because a lot say the day you got your LLC. That is the thing with these grants. Every single grant is different. Reading is fundamental. I'm going to go back. It says, what year was your business created? Which is a totally different year than the year you got your LLC. Somebody say, thanks, coach. This reading is fundamental, y'all. You're going to shave years off your business longevity because you didn't read the question right. What if you don't have all of that yet? You need to get that ASAP, Chris. Because some of these grants do require that you have some legal business formation in order to get a grant. Now it says, what's your revenue stage? Don't worry about this. Don't let this be the reason you don't apply. Did you know that the average African American woman owned business makes around $24,000 a year? Somebody say, wow. Number one, because you guys don't have great profit plans. You don't know, you don't have the right pricing strategy for your business. And number two, because you don't have wise counsel. I can take any business and show any business how to make seven figures and beyond on paper. I can take any business and show any business how to build a low-cost team, how to create a marketing plan, how to create a profit plan. But you don't know what you don't know. And at $24,000, unfortunately, you don't have the money sometimes to invest in wise counsel. But start somewhere. My membership is only $59 a month. Every month, you'll get an exercise in helping your profits. Every month, you'll get an exercise in helping you with grants. Start somewhere. Join a community. Don't be out there by yourself. Don't say you can't afford tax deductible wise counsel. How many of you would be interested in the membership? Because I'm putting it out there next week. And if you're on the fringes and you don't are not in a coaching program and you're out here by yourself and you don't have anywhere to go to get answers or to get education or to get knowledge, this is your opportunity to start somewhere. And I'm jotting these names down so I can let you guys know when it launches because I'm going to have some special treats for the people that come in fast. Because again, I'm a firm believer that fortune favors the people that move quickly. And for those of you who are super busy, like say a Miss David, that person we talked about, have them in there. That's delegation at its finest. So what's your revenue stage? Pre-revenue, meaning you haven't really made any money yet. Less than 10,000, 20,000 to 50,000, 50,000 to 100,000, 100,000, 250,000, or other. Some of us may be making more, and it's okay. It's okay. Upload your logo below. Can we talk about logos real quick? If you don't have a logo, you should not be spending a lot of money to get one created. Go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and get you a $5 or $10 logo created. Somebody say, wow. A logo does not make people buy from you. It just doesn't. One of the reasons that they're asking you for a logo is, again, that stamp of credibility. Don't allow a logo to keep you out of the application process. I had a lady that told me she couldn't afford a strategy session with me, but she had spent $300 on a logo. She spent $300 on a logo, another $400 on some business cards, $300 on a flyer. And I said, ma'am, you could have got a $999 strategy session with me and made more money from that strategy session than those business cards are ever going to make you. When I first started in business, I ordered 5,000 business cards, y'all, and I handed every single one of them out. And the only calls I got back on my business cards was people trying to sell me something. Somebody say, wow. So, you know me, I'm hard-headed. I did it again. I ordered 5 business cards. Same results. Business cards, flyers, logos without a strategy are not going to get you anything. Hello? Did you hear what I just said? You could have 1,000,000 business cards. A website. A website without a strategy on how to make money is just an expensive business card. And I need you guys to know this because there's been a false picture painted that if you build it, they will come. And that's not true. You got to have a strategy. So, valid email address for your business. You should give them some type of hello at your business name address. Again, business credibility. Now, section 3, your pitch. See, it's only a few questions, right? One of them is terms and conditions. So rule that out. One of them asks you how big is your pitch video. Rule that out. All they're asking you for is a summary of your business, the business mission, values, history, and future outlook, and a pitch video. Somebody say, wow. So they're basically asking you for what? What is a business summary, business mission, values, history, and future outlook? What is all of that? What do you call that? Does anybody know what that's called? All of those items in one document together is called what? No, ma'am, it's not called an elevator pitch. No, ma'am, it's not called a bio. Come on, somebody. What are you in? That's right, Latanya, a business plan. All of those items are in a business plan. Now, if you know, like I know, Because, see, I'm playing to win. So when they say future outlook, I'm going to include an investment plan for how I'm going to spend that $50,000 that they about to give me. Y'all didn't hear me, did you? I'm going to include an investment plan as part of my future outlook on exactly how I'm going to spend every dollar that they give me to make more money in my business, to create jobs, to elevate my brand presence. If you don't read all of that, your business plan should be professionally created in your brand colors. Your business plan should include things like information on your competitors. What makes you different than everybody else? This is not a hard application. It becomes difficult if you don't have a business plan. And if any of you want us to complete your business plan for you, send me a DM. Now, we do two things. We do a business plan and we do an investment plan. We do them separately. But you've got to have these things professionally created, and you've got to have them at the ready. So if anybody asks you for a business plan, you have it. And I've been gave y'all the outline for the pitch video. I'm putting it in the membership portal next week. I told you guys I've been giving all these things away free. I've been giving a business plan outline out for free. I've been giving out the investment plan outline, the video pitch outline. I've been giving them away for free. And people are still reluctant and hesitant to go download them. So you know what I said? What I said was, starting next week, I'm charging. I think it will make people respect the amount of energy that me and my team have to go through to put these templates together. So let me open it up for questions. What questions do you guys have? You can finish. If you have your investment plan and your business plan, you can finish a grant application like this in 15 minutes. Somebody say, wow, you can put your application for $50,000 in 15 minutes. You have no excuse to miss the deadline. You have no excuse not to get your name in the hat. If you don't have these things, make the investment to get these things created so that time is not your obstacle. The way we write your grant responses, because this is a different type of application. They normally ask you questions about your business. So the way we write your grant responses, you can pretty much apply for anything, but you still need investment plans. You still need business plans. If you go to the bank and get some money, they're going to want to have an investment plan for what you plan to do with the money, and they're going to want to have a business plan. Angel investors, equity partners, all of that kind of startup capital, they want to know. They want to know that you know your business. So for those of you who are struggling Send me a DM. Let me know you're ready to get off the struggle bus. We have payment plans available, but we can help you through these investment plans, these business plans, uh, these grant responses. Don't keep missing the boat. Please don't keep missing the boat. It's too much money out there. What questions do you guys have? Some of the questions that people ask: if I'm new in business, can I apply for this grant? Let me tell you guys a story. I'm a rule follower. If you give me a rule, I'm going to follow it. But to wrong, if there is no rule, I'm not going to ask permission. Does everybody get that? I'm going to follow the rules. So if they said you can't apply if you brand new in business, and I was brand new in business, then I would not apply. Nowhere on here do they say that you cannot apply if you're brand new in business. Absolutely no. You can go get your license today and apply tomorrow. They even ask, where are you in your revenue stage? I'm pre-revenue. I haven't made any money yet. Which to me, all of that indicates that anybody can apply. Do you guys get the same gist? Sometimes we count ourselves out too quickly. Sometimes we don't give ourselves a chance. Then they say, upload your logo. Some of y'all overthink things. Do you know that my logo is simply my name in cursive in colors? Lovely Judy, if you go to where it says Access Grants, when you enroll there, you're going to get a choice to go to the grants or go to the resources. It's in the resource tab. My logo is simply my name in colors. I have a pink and silver one. I have a black and gold one. Please don't overthink this whole process. Somebody somewhere is going to spend 2 or 3 weeks getting a logo developed and miss the deadline. Which is one of the key benefits for the membership that I'm rolling out next week. One of the key benefits is those deadline reminders. You're going to get reminders as to when the grant ends. We're busy people. Sometimes one reminder is not enough. My community will tell you that we have stayed up to midnight sometimes filling out these grant applications. And the beautiful thing is that the last time we stayed up till late at night, I won and another lady won. We do whatever it takes to get these grant applications in. So if you're interested in joining the membership next week when it launches, and you haven't already said me in the chat, definitely say me so that we can reach out to you, because you've got to make a commitment to this money. You got to claim this money. You've got to make a commitment to this money. You've got to say to yourself that I'm not going to be denied this money. And you got to do it like you do a tree. And you got to chop it down. You got to keep swinging that axe. I had to apply for the Hennessy grant 3 times before I won. The first time, it took me about 90 minutes. The second time, it took me about 30 minutes. And the last time, it took me about 30 minutes. So in all, I spent less than 3 hours. And out of 3 hours, I was able to win $7,500. I'm that type that if I don't win it this time, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back, And I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back again. And that's the kind of community that you need to be a part of so that you stay encouraged in this process. Because when you sit over there, Rhonda, what's your last name, love? When you sit over there and you convince yourself that you're not worthy or that they're never going to pick me or that my business hasn't been in business long enough, it's just about your ability to tell a good story, guys. Do you guys believe that? That's all marketing is. Let's just say all things created equal. Every business owner works to put out a quality product. Every business owner works to be the best at what they do. So at the end of the day, what separates business owners from each other is their ability to convince people to buy my stuff versus your stuff. Do you guys believe that? You believe that? Say me in the chat. So when it's all said and done, that's what these grants are. And we've been so discouraged by the world in bragging on ourselves. We've been so discouraged in the world from telling our story. We've been forced to dim our light for so long that it's ridiculous. And we've got to stop. You know, I'm blessed to have the mom I had because, you know, there wasn't a day that went by as a little girl that she didn't encourage me to sing. And I know this may sound silly, but even as an adult, I just want to share something to you. If you don't wake up every day singing to yourself, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. You will let people convince you that you're not worthy. You will let people dictate your pricing to you. You will relegate yourself to living a life of less than what the Father had planned for you. He said, I have a plan for your life, plans for you to prosper. Sometimes you need to hang out with people and have $1,000,000 conversations so that you can remember who your Father is. I had to explain it to one of my new clients like this. I said, P. Diddy is rich, right? She said, yeah. I said, and P. Diddy pays an immense amount of child support. And she said, yeah. I said, so if P. Diddy can pay $100,000 a month for child support, who is your father? My, y'all missed it. Somebody missed it. Look at your neighbor and say, catch that. I'm going to repeat it. If P. Diddy got to pay $100,000 a month, who is your daddy that has access to all of the world's riches, that has access to all of the world's revenue, that has and he knows what he had for you? Sometimes we're so busy, and I'm going to tell y'all this, and this is a great grant question. So say sometimes they will tell you the grant is up to a certain amount. They may say up to $15,000. And they may ask you, how much do you need? Somebody tell me what should be your answer. They may say grants available up to $15,000. Somebody tell me what should be your answer. Anybody? Absolutely. So PayPal had a grant. They said grants available up to $15,000. Do you know that someone I know put down $7,000? And that is what they gave her. And when I asked her, why didn't she put down $15,000? She said she didn't want to use all the money. She wanted to leave money for somebody else. Now, don't you think my God is big enough to take care of everybody? Is it your job to take care of everybody? Or is it God's job to take care of everybody? I asked her, I said, now, don't you need the money? She said, yes. I said, don't you need to grow your business? She said, yes. She was having some family issues, some family health issues. I said, don't you need to hire some staff? She said, yes. So I said, what would possess you? In all of God's creation, what would possess you to take less than what was offered? And that's exactly what the world has done to us. That's exactly what the world has convinced us. That's exactly what the world has told us. The world has told us just get a little, leave some for everybody else. The world has told us that there's not enough for all of us. The world has told us that in order for me to succeed, you have to fail. And none of that is true. None of that is true. We all have our own bounty. We all have our own blessings. We all have our own covenant. We all have our own grace, our own mercy, our own gifts, our own talents. And the only limits we have are self-imposed. How much are you willing to do? How hard are you willing to try? How much are you willing to persevere? How much are you willing to learn? How much are you willing to humble yourself? Those are the only limits. Many of you have put brakes on God's blessings with the way you speak. Lady the other day said, God knows I don't have the money. I said, my God, get away from me. Did you hear what she said? She wrapped God up in her poverty. She wrapped God up in her lack mindset. That woman say, God knows. He do. God knows. The Most High. You talking about from whence my help cometh. Girl, I ain't never had no situation where God knew that I didn't have what he put us here to be plentiful with. Mind, body, spirit, financial. He put us here. Now, Jesus came so not just so that we could have life, but so that we could have what? Life more abundantly. That was the gospel. That was the good news. The good news is that you don't have to live how you live in. The good news is you living how you living is a choice. The good news is that every day when you wake up on this side of dirt, you still got an opportunity to create a multi-billion dollar business. You still have the opportunity to walk in all the glory, to bask in all the blessings, to accept all the grace and mercy that God extends to us every single day, you still have a chance, but you got to make the right choices. And y'all, you got to get some help. You got to get some help, not just for the strategy. Some of you guys need a mindset adjustment. Some of you guys just need to hang out with people that are talking differently and acting differently. Some of you guys just need a place to be encouraged. I don't know what it is. We have more tools and more resources than any of our ancestors ever did. And we're so quick to get discouraged. We're so quick to give up. We're so quick to say, oh, well, maybe it wasn't for me. And then we wrap God in that. Well, the Lord didn't see fit. Girl. Then we wrap God in it. Oh, well, the Lord didn't see fit for me to be blessed. Girl, you play too much. Maybe the Lord wanted to see you persevere. Maybe the Lord wanted you to see how you would react. Maybe that particular blessing wasn't for you, but maybe the next one is. Sometimes we give up right before the next level shows up. So I'm going to be the first one to tell you, if you think you're going to go out and the first time you write a grant, you're going to be awarded that grant. I'm not going to say you won't, depending on what your prayer life look like. But I'm going to tell you, you may not. But there are so many grants. Comcast is giving away $510,000 grants. I like those odds. eBay is giving away $510,000 grants. I like those odds. There's so many grants being given away, but you got to be able to justify it. And you got to be willing to put the work in. You got to be willing to be consistent. And as we continue to grow this sisterhood, as we continue to grow this community, I want to start putting pressure on some of the brands that we spend a lot of money with that are not sowing seed back into the small business owner community. Some of the business that we spend money with that are not sowing seed back into the community. We've got to start levying a heavier expectation on where we spend our money, that they give some of it back. Do you guys agree? If you agree, say me in the chat. If you look behind me, I've been collecting bottles of Hennessy for years. And that's just parts. I mean, as far as you can look, you're going to see Hennessy bottles. That's just part of the collection. So, Leah, you don't have to ask me to connect. I'm here all the time. But, Hennessy sows seed back in our community. So we have just got to do better about understanding our buying power. We've got to do better about understanding who is for us or not. And we got to do a better job of working together. Amen. We got to stop thinking that because one of us is blessed, that means one of us is not. That's the case. As a former JP Morgan Chase vice president, I can tell you, and I worked at the bank for 16 years, one of the world's largest banks, at no point did they call us into the boardroom and say, hey guys, there's a money shortage. I never saw that. I never saw that. We think money is short. You watch the news and they try to convince you that money is short. But in actuality, we live in a country that will print money if it gets too short. COVID was proof of that. You know what they're doing right now? Why they run around talking about inflation, inflation, inflation? There's no inflation. They just trying to get their money back from COVID, baby. We spent a whole year without buying gas. We spent a whole year not really spending money at the grocery store, not really going to the restaurants. Everybody is in a cash grab, and they're just trying to get the same money they gave you. See, if you're not careful, the world will put you in a break-even situation, okay? They don't want you to have any leftovers from what they gave you to make it through COVID. If you're not careful, they're just working to get that back. If you're not on top of your profits, and if you're not on top of gifting opportunities, then shame on you, because there is a way to break beyond even. So again, guys, if you're interested in my team, writing your grant responses for you, completing your business plan for you, completing your investment plan for you, send me a DM on Facebook and let us know. Don't drag your feet. Don't keep missing this money. Don't keep missing these opportunities. I tell you all the time, fortune favors the swift. Fortune favors the people that move quickly. And I am super excited to help you guys just get in line for this opportunity. And they continue to come. And let me tell you, close. The one thing that I don't want to happen, I don't want them to ever be able to say, we stopped offering the money because nobody was applying. We stopped offering the money because nobody had their business plans and nobody could justify the spending and nobody had their mission and nobody had their values and people didn't complete the application because I see them extend. Atlanta was giving away $40,000 to business owners just last week. The deadline was supposed to have been April 27th. They extended it. No, it was supposed to have been April 29th. They extended it to May 27th. I tried to tell everybody I know in Atlanta to go get that $40,000 for small business owners. When they extend deadlines like that, that means people are not applying. That means the money is not exhausted. And we as business owners have to be credit ready. We've got to be paperwork ready. We've got to be credibility ready. We've got to have viable businesses, and businesses that we can just. So this is get ready season. We got to stop acting as if we can't get ready. So if you need help getting ready, DM me. It's not free, but it's worth it. And stop missing a. All right, on to the next grant. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Love you guys. Have a great evening.